The woman was horrified to find a high-speed truck actually violently rush toward her, and this truck is in the previous has been blocking her that. Only to see the truck quickly approaching the rear of the woman's car. Woman could not help but nervous. Hurriedly stepped on the gas pedal, instantly speed up to 100, this only to pull away from the distance of point. But what she did not expect is that this time the truck is even more crazy, not only intentionally honked the horn to provoke and even began to directly hit the rear of the woman's car. The woman can only increase the speed of the car again. But the truck does not seem to give up, once again accelerated into the upcoming snowy road, almost let the woman see God, but the truck did not mean to stop, so the woman began to snake, trying to find an opportunity to get back behind the truck, but the truck did not give the opportunity to follow the rear of the woman's car, did not give an inch, like a piece of gummy candy, biting the woman dead. At that moment, she noticed a sign for a cafe 5 kilometers away and breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that if she could just get there, she would be safe. So she increased her speed to 120, but with the cold temperature and the snow, the friction of the tires became less and less as the car accelerated, and the car began to skid uncontrollably. The woman had no choice but to reduce her speed, but just as she slowed down, the truck behind her honked its horn and accelerated to catch up with her and hit her again. The 2 consecutive impacts made the woman's car out of control, plus the woman back to the direction of the car. Too quickly directly let the car out of control off the road and hit the snowbanks on the side of the road to stop. Fortunately, the truck did not hit up but whistled and sped past as if swearing victory. I don't know how long it took for the woman to wake up from her coma, and when she turned her head, she saw the cafe next to her, which made her feel safe for the time being. However, it did not end there, but as soon as she sat down and turned her head, she realized that the truck was parked right there, and the driver must have been in the cafe as well. So the woman looked around with trepidation, trying to find the driver of the van. However, when she asked the waitress for help, the waitress was disgusted with her for ordering a bottle of water, and said, "This is not a service center," and then probably left. The woman had no choice but to rely on herself. As she looked out the window, the van left. I don't know how long she stayed, but considering her sick mother, she could only get up and continue on her way. Soon it was getting late in the evening and there were fewer and fewer cars on the road, and she was still praying that she wouldn't run into that truck again. But it was like a ghost that followed her like a ghost. For women at night is more dangerous. So the heart of a plan, she does super fast speed all the way to determine the truck to follow the next foot brake A. Steering wheel to play a drift in place, and the truck due to the speed of too fast to react to the direct drive pass. When the truck brakes in the turnaround after the woman has driven the car into the off-ramp off the engine to hide. I thought I could avoid the truck in the night, but the truck still found it and stopped at the exit of the woman's driveway. The woman had no choice but to continue through the small road, but the driver also seemed to be familiar with this side of the road, and a short while followed again. Seeing that there is no hope of turning back, she suddenly thought of a path her mother took her when she was a child. She could only take the risk and continue to go forward, but as she walked, she suddenly saw the roadside there is a sign of the ice. Woman suddenly had an idea. This time she did not want to be a lamb to be slaughtered. She walked and stopped to provoke the driver of the truck and to make sure that the truck followed up. Then the woman turned into another path, which was completely covered with ice. She put on her gloves, and just as the truck was about to hit her, she jumped straight down. The impact caused the ice to break up, and soon the truck sank into the ground, and the woman made it home safely.